Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English Pod. My name is Marco.
And my name is Catherine, and we've got a special announcement to make today.
That's right. This is lesson number 200.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! So, good job, English Pod. We have over 200 lessons already in our library, so that's like enough for like 6 months of continuous learning, I think.
But the lessons keep coming and they keep getting better. So of course you should continue to listen to us. We just thought we would mention that today is the special number 200.
Exactly. And because it's a special number, we're going to talk about a very laid-back topic, but very interesting nonetheless. We're talking about junk food.
You might argue that it's actually too laid back and is the cause of many problems in America and other places in the world. Junk food is unhealthy food. So let's take a listen to today's dialogue, and we'll be back in a moment to talk about what's going on.
I'm hungry. Let's go grab a bite to eat.
Sure. How about we go home and prepare a couple of sandwiches?
Nah, let's get a burger and fries.
All you ever do is have unhealthy fast food. Pizza, fries, burgers, and hot dogs. You have to start eating better.
What are you talking about? I have salads sometimes.
Yeah, right. I'm serious. You should also cut down on your sugar intake as well. You drink carbonated drinks that are high in fructose syrup. It's really not healthy.
Fine. I'll start drinking water and having home-cooked meals that are low in fat. Are you happy now?
It's a start, but I'll be happy when I see you stick to your promise.
All right, we're back. So let's take a look at some of the great words and phrases all about junk food now in Language Takeaway.
Language takeaway.
My favorite. The stuff makes me hungry, but it's not very good for you.
It's not. It's terrible. And especially his favorite food was burger and fries.
Oh, I had it for dinner last night.
Really? You had burger and fries?
Yeah, maybe. Well, it's not very healthy, and there's a great way to describe this. The word is unhealthy.
All right, so yes, as you say, it's very unhealthy. Well, yeah, because you get fat, they're very high in calories, so it's unhealthy. So that means it's not good for you.
That's right. So just a reminder, in English, when we hear the word unhealthy or unhappy, this means not healthy.
That's
not
right.
happy. Un is a prefix that means not.
Okay, and talking about unhealthy food, in general, what are we talking about? We're talking about fast food.
Okay, so this might require a story. What is the meaning behind fast food as opposed to slow food? Because there is no slow food, right?
I think now they have it in like France or something like that. They talk about slow food. But anyways, fast food is food that is prepared very quickly. So you go, you order, in 2 or 3 minutes, you have your entire order ready to go.
Okay, so maybe this is the food that I could get at McDonald's or Burger King, where they make it very, very quickly, and I can go home or I can go to the office with my food ready.
Exactly. So fast food, very popular among countries, very popular nowadays among busy people who have no time to sit down at a restaurant or eat, or sit down and have a proper lunch.
Fast food. And one of the important drinks at a fast food restaurant is a carbonated drink. So this carbonated, what does this mean?
This is actually the fancy word for soda or for fizzy drink.
Fizzy, okay, so something that's carbonated has bubbles.
Yeah, it has bubbles.
For example, a lot of Europeans drink carbonated water. That means water with bubbles in it.
That's right. So actually the bubbles are caused because the drink has a high concentration of a certain gas, such as carbon. So that's why it has all these bubbles and it's fizzy, like Coca-Cola, for example.
Right, Coca-Cola or Sprite. These are carbonated drinks.
Very good.
So you have carbonated water and you have carbonated soda. What is the thing that makes soda different? What is it that makes soda taste so good?
It's sweet. And the ingredient that makes it sweet is called fructose syrup.
Fructose syrup is essentially sugar.
Yeah, and it comes from corn, I believe, right?
That's right. So you can also hear the name corn syrup. And this is a sweet syrup that comes from corn that makes drinks like Sprite and Coca-Cola taste so good. It's also very unhealthy for you.
Yes, because it has a lot of calories. So that is one of the main ingredients in soda. Now you know you have fructose syrup.
All right, so that's all we've got for Language Takeaway. Let's take another listen to today's dialogue. We'll be back in a second.
I'm hungry. Let's go grab a bite to eat.
Sure. How about we go home and prepare a couple of sandwiches?
Nah, let's get a burger and fries.
All you ever do is have unhealthy fast food. Pizza, fries, burgers, and hot dogs. You have to start eating better.
What are you talking about? I have salads sometimes.
Yeah, right. I'm serious. You should also cut down on your sugar intake as well. You drink carbonated drinks that are high in fructose syrup. It's really not healthy.
Fine, I'll start drinking water and having home-cooked meals that are low in fat. Are you happy now?
It's a start, but I'll be happy when I see you stick to your promise.
All right, we're back. So now we have a couple of great phrases that we heard along the dialogue. So let's take a look at those now in Fluency Builder.
Fluency Builder.
All right, so starting off, this is a very interesting phrase because we saw it in the first sentence and it says, let's go grab a bite to eat. Let's grab a bite to eat.
So to grab is to hold something with your hand, okay, to do it quickly. He grabbed my arm. So to grab a bite to eat, a bite is a small taste. We're going to have a quick meal. So after work, you want to go grab a bite to eat? That means let's go have something to eat quickly.
Yeah, I'll be there soon. Let me just grab a bite to eat.
So a bite is a little bit. It's a small amount of food.
Now for our next phrase, it's very important because I've noticed that a lot of our English learners make the mistake of using this phrase. It's how about.
How about? So in today's dialogue, the phrase is, how about we go home and prepare a couple of sandwiches?
So how about is used as a suggestion is, how do you feel or what do you think of going home and preparing a couple sandwiches?
So another way to say this is, why don't we go home and prepare some sandwiches?
Exactly. But commonly, English learners make the mistake of using how about as a way of saying, how was it or how is it? So for example, how about your weekend? Wrong. Okay?
So how was your weekend?
Exactly.
So how about is usually used when we make a suggestion. How about we go see a movie on Saturday?
Or how about we go to my parents' house for Christmas this year?
Or finally, how about you get another job so that we can have more money to spend on going out to eat?
Very good.
So how about, these are all suggestions. Why don't you get another job? Why don't we go to our parents' house for Christmas? So you can't say, how about your weekend? You say, how was your weekend?
Yeah.
So there's a big difference there.
Very good. So make sure to stay away from that typical mistake using how about. Now, moving on, we were talking about fast food and how it's bad for you. And she said, you know what? You should also cut down on your sugar intake. So to cut down, that's a phrasal verb.
That's right. Cut down. So that means to decrease. I'm trying to cut down on the amount of soda that I drink.
Or I'm trying to cut down on how much I spend on the weekends.
Okay, so to cut down means to decrease or to lessen.
Very good. And for our last phrase, the whole thing that we're talking about and one of the favorite meals for everyone, burger and fries.
Okay, so this is one of many combinations for meals. You can have burger and fries, which is a hamburger and French fries. So oftentimes you'll say, hey, let's go grab a burger and fries.
Yeah.
Another combination, especially in England, is fish and chips.
Yeah, fish and chips.
Fish would be a fried fish sandwich, and chips would be French fries as well.
That's right. So, and actually in England, they call French fries, they call them chips.
So if you're confused by the word chips or potato chips and French fries, these are different things in different places. But if you're talking to an American, French fries is the way to go.
Or for a while, they were called freedom fries.
Well, we don't need to talk about that. We can talk about that in a later lesson. But for now, the phrase is burger and fries.
All right, so let's listen to our dialogue for the very last time.
I'm hungry. Let's go grab a bite to eat.
Sure. How about we go home and prepare a couple of sandwiches?
Nah, let's get a burger and fries.
All you ever do is have unhealthy fast food. Pizza, fries, burgers, and hot dogs. You have to start eating better.
What are you talking about? I have salads sometimes.
Yeah, right. I'm serious. You should also cut down on your sugar intake as well. You drink carbonated drinks that are high in fructose syrup. It's really not healthy.
Fine, I'll start drinking water and having home-cooked meals that are low in fat. Are you happy now?
It's a start, but I'll be happy when I see you stick to your promise.
We are back, Marco. You're laughing. I know you like junk food. What's your favorite junk food of all time?
Actually, I am a big fan of fried chicken. I love fried chicken.
Yummy.
I don't know. I think it's really greasy and oily and it's very bad, but I can't help it. It's very good.
You can buy bags of it in America.
I
Get
know.
like a pound bag.
You buy
of fried
it by
chicken.
the pound in America, right?
Yep, you pay for how much it weighs.
Wow, that's amazing. I actually really enjoy it, but places like Kentucky Fried Chicken, they're too expensive for fried chicken.
Yeah, you don't necessarily want to go there. There's other places that are a lot more maybe traditional that are pretty good.
How about you? What is your favorite junk food?
Chicago style hot dog and French fries.
yeah.
Like when you go to see a baseball game, you get a hot dog. But Chicago style is good. It's not too much stuff on it. You have a poppy seed bun. So it's a bun, a piece of bread with some seeds on it and a lot of
Ketchup,
mustard and ketchup and onions.
I really enjoy hot dogs, but the one thing that I cannot have on a hot dog is mustard or relish.
Oh my gosh, those are the two best things. Okay, I can't talk to you anymore. Well, tell us what your favorite junk food is and tell Marco that he's crazy if he doesn't like mustard. Today we have an elementary level lesson about food, one of my favorite things to talk about.
That's right. We are going to talk about food, but specifically we're going to talk about a family barbecue.
Okay, what is a family barbecue? Well, I'll just say a few words first. A barbecue is usually something that we do outside. We bring food, we play games, maybe have some drinks, and a lot of the food is grilled. So that's what we're talking about today. We're going to hear this dialogue first, and then we'll come back to talk about it.
Is everything ready for the big family barbecue tomorrow?
Yep, the steaks and chicken are marinated, and I also bought hamburger buns.
We should also cook a couple dozen hot dogs and kebabs.
Yeah, good idea. We could put some lawn furniture outside next to the grill. I also set up the tent outside so we can hide from the sun if it gets too hot.
Great! I asked Grace to bring cups and serviettes, as she is also bringing 2 big coolers for the beers.
This is going to be a great barbecue.
Oh no, it's raining!
All right, we're back. So probably a couple of words you didn't really understand. So let's take a look at those now in Language Takeaway.
Language takeaway.
Lots of food words, Marco. The first one is barbecue. We were talking about that a minute ago. A barbecue is something we do usually for a special occasion or for dinner. It's a summertime thing. You go outside when it's warm and the entire family comes and we have food. Sometimes people even bring food.
Right. And actually, as you mentioned, it's something that you do a barbecue. You have a family barbecue, but it's also a verb to barbecue something. So to cook meat on a barbecue. So that's cooking meat, not in a stove, not with gas. Usually it's under a fire or very warm, intense heat coming from coals.
Exactly. And so before we cook food, usually before we cook meat on the grill, before we barbecue it, we have to marinate it. Okay? So in this situation, the steaks and the chicken are already marinated.
Okay. So to marinate something which is a verb, or the steaks and chickens are marinated, which is an adjective. So basically means that you have added spices and maybe some lemon juice, different herbs or salts to the meats in order to give it flavor before you cook them.
Exactly. Sometimes in Indian cooking, for example, you marinate with a yogurt sauce and you leave the meat in the refrigerator for a whole night.
Exactly.
So marinating or to marinate is a process to give flavor to food.
Very good. All right. So we've marinated our food, our chicken, our steaks, but also we have hamburgers. So we need hamburger buns. What are buns?
Okay. Buns are pieces of bread that are for special kinds of food. So you have a hamburger bun. It's a round piece of bread, and the hamburger goes on one piece and under another piece. A hot dog bun is different. It's like a piece of bread that's folded, and the hot dog goes in the middle. So bun is a special kind of bread for these kinds of foods.
All right. So remember, if you want to have a hot dog, you need to buy hot dog buns. So people know already that you're talking about bread. And if you want to buy a hamburger bread, you say a hamburger bun.
That's right. So hamburger buns and hot dog buns. But after we talk about having the hamburger buns, we discuss how many hot dogs we're going to cook. So the person says we should cook a couple dozen hot dogs.
All right, so a dozen is 12 units of something.
Right, so eggs are sold in dozens. We buy a dozen eggs, we buy 12 eggs.
Okay, or you can say half a dozen, that means 6.
Half of 12. And a couple dozen is usually around 24, 25.
Okay, very good. So a dozen hot dogs, and they are also getting kebabs. What are kebabs?
One of my favorite foods, kebabs, are sticks or skewers of meat. So you have a very thin stick, and you put the meat on it, and you put that on the grill, and you cook the meat on the grill.
So, yeah, those are very common. For example, in the Middle East, right? You have kebabs, sticks of meat, and also maybe some vegetables put on it, and you grill them.
Exactly. Very flavorful, very tasty meat.
All right, so why don't we listen to our dialogue again, and we'll come back shortly to look at some more words.
Is everything ready for the big family barbecue tomorrow?
Yep, the steaks and chicken are marinated, and I also bought hamburger buns.
We should also cook a couple dozen hot dogs and kebabs.
Yeah, good idea. We could put some lawn furniture outside next to the grill. I also set up the tent outside so we can hide from the sun if it gets too hot.
Great! I asked Grace to bring cups and serviettes, as she is also bringing 2 big coolers for the beers.
This is going to be a great barbecue.
All right, we're back. So now why don't we go to a second part of language takeaway and take a look at 5 more words.
Language takeaway.
All right, the first word that we're going to look at is lawn furniture. So we're going to have lawn furniture outside.
Okay, so before we even start thinking about food, we have to decide where people will sit at this barbecue. And so we have to find out how much lawn furniture we have. Furniture can be a sofa, a table, a chair. We have furniture in the house, but lawn furniture is furniture for the outside. A lawn is
Right.
the green grass outside your house.
So it's usually not going to be made out of wood, for example, because if it rains, it might get ruined, right? So usually it's either plastic or maybe even rock or stone.
or metal.
Or metal. So that's what lawn furniture is. Furniture that is made to be outside in your backyard, for example, or that sits on your lawn.
Exactly. And so we're going to be on the lawn furniture. We have the special thing for cooking meat outside, the grill.
Okay, so we mentioned that you grill chicken or you grill steaks, but it's also a noun, a grill. So a grill, what is that?
A grill is like a stove for the outside, but instead of having electricity to make the fire, we have gas or propane. And this is something that we light on fire. We use coals to keep the insides very warm. And so this is just a way to cook meats or even vegetables outside.
Okay, perfect. So that is a grill. And if you're going to cook foods or vegetables in this way, so you're going to grill them. All right. And, well, just in case it gets hot and you want to hide from the sun, we are going to set up a tent.
Okay, a tent. You can sleep in a tent, but in this case, a tent is just a covering outside. So maybe some cloth or some fabric that will stand over us when we sit down or want to be outside. It's also a way to protect us from the rain.
Right. So as you mentioned, a tent is something that you set up temporarily made out of cloth or plastic to protect you from the sun or rain. Or if you're going camping, you sleep in one. All right. And now that they have all the food, they need cups. And then they mentioned this strange word. It kind of sounds French. Serviettes.
Serviettes. So I do think it comes from the French word. This is a British way of saying napkins.
A napkin.
It's like paper for cleaning your hands and cleaning your mouth that you throw away.
Okay, so you can say napkins, or if you want to sound a little bit more fancier, you can say serviettes.
And speaking of fancy, let's talk about beer. Where do we keep beer? It has to stay cold, right?
Right, so usually you would place it in a refrigerator, but if you're outside or you're going camping, you want to keep them cold or you want to keep something hot. You place it in a cooler.
Okay, so a cooler is a plastic bin or a plastic box that we put all of the ice in and the drinks. So it's not just for beer, it's also for Coke and Sprite and all these different drinks.
Right, so it's usually made to keep something cool, but as I said, if you want to keep something warm, you can also keep it in the cooler. It keeps the temperature of the foods.
And the nice thing is that it's not electric, so you can use it anywhere.
Right. All right, so that's all the words for today. Why don't we listen to our dialogue for the last time?
Is everything ready for the big family barbecue tomorrow?
Yep, the steaks and chicken are marinated, and I also bought hamburger buns.
We should also cook a couple dozen hot dogs and kebabs.
Yeah, good idea. We could put some lawn furniture outside next to the grill. I also set up the tent outside so we can hide from the sun if it gets too hot.
Great! I asked Grace to bring cups and serviettes, as she is also bringing 2 big coolers for the beers.
This is going to be a great barbecue.
Oh no, it's raining!
All right, we're back. So family barbecues and doing these things. Did you do these when you were young at home? Do you still like to do it?
All the time. I love barbecues. It's one of my favorite ways to eat food. The nice thing about a barbecue is you get to sit outside and relax, and there's nothing better than nice, fresh grilled meat.
Right, and well, you have all your friends over, so you're having a couple of beers and you're having some meat, and it's actually a really nice way of just having something at home with good friends and family, right?
Exactly, and some of the most important barbecues we have are in the summer near July 4th. And so people like to have July 4th barbecues where you celebrate Independence Day and sit outside and drink and have hot dogs and hamburgers and macaroni and cheese.
Actually, well, I was in Chile. I noticed that as well. Near their festivities for their independence, which is September 18th, a lot of people get together and have barbecues, and it's so popular that pretty much every house in the neighborhood you can smell somebody barbecuing on the weekend.
You're making me so hungry.
Food, a deep dive into a basic need. Food is one of the most essential parts of human life. It is not just a source of energy, but also a way to experience culture, celebrate traditions, and build connections with others. In this topic, we will explore food from different angles, its types, its role in our lives, and how to talk about it in English. This will help English learners improve their vocabulary, sentence construction, and understanding of the topic. What is food? Food refers to substances that people and animals eat or drink to sustain life, promote growth, and maintain health. It is a combination of nutrients like carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, and minerals, which are necessary for the body to function properly. Categories of food. 1. Natural foods. These are foods that come directly from nature. They are not processed or altered. Examples include fruits, apples, oranges, berries. Vegetables, broccoli, spinach, carrot. Nuts and seeds, almonds, peanuts, sunflower seeds. Grains, wheat, rice, oats. 2. Processed foods. Processed foods are altered during preparation. They may include added sugar, salt, or preservatives. Examples are bread, canned soup, packaged snacks. 3. Cooked foods. Cooking changes the texture, flavor, and digestibility of food. Common cooking methods include boiling, baking, grilling, frying. Meals of the day. Meals are the structured times when people eat. Understanding the names and purposes of meals is essential. 1. Breakfast. The first meal of the day, typically eaten in the morning. A healthy breakfast might include eggs and toast, cereal with milk, fresh fruit. 2. Lunch. Lunch is usually eaten in the early afternoon. It is often lighter than dinner, but still filling. Examples of lunch foods: sandwiches, salads, rice with chicken. 3. Dinner. Dinner is the main meal of the day, often eaten in the evening. Common dinner dishes include pasta with sauce, roasted meat with vegetables, soup and bread. 4. Snacks. Snacks are smaller meals eaten between the main meals. They are often light and easy to prepare, such as a granola bar, a piece of fruit. Nuts. The role of food in culture. Food plays an important role in expressing culture and identity. Every country and community has dishes that are unique to them. For example, Italy, pizza and spaghetti. Japan, sushi and tempura. Mexico, tacos and enchiladas. Food can also be a symbol of celebration. Think about birthday cakes, holiday feasts, or traditional wedding meals. Talking about food in English. Here are some useful phrases and sentences expressing preferences. What is your favorite food? Example, my favorite food is sushi. Do you like spicy food? Example, yes, I love spicy food. Describing food. How does it taste? Example, it tastes sweet and creamy. Is it healthy? Example, yes, it is rich in vitamins. Asking about meals. What do you usually eat for breakfast? Example, I usually eat cereal and a banana. Can you recommend a good restaurant? Example, yes, try the Italian place near the park. Healthy eating. Eating healthy is important for a good life. A balanced diet includes 1. Proteins found in meat, fish, eggs, and beans. 2. Carbohydrates found in rice, bread, and pasta. 3. Fats found in nuts, avocados, and oils. 4. Vitamins and minerals found in fruits and vegetables. Unhealthy foods like chips and candy are okay occasionally, but should not be eaten every day. Cooking vocabulary. Knowing how to talk about cooking is useful. Here are some words and phrases. Ingredients, the items needed to make a dish. Example, the ingredients for a cake are flour, sugar, eggs, and butter. Recipe, instructions on how to prepare a dish. Utensils, tools used for cooking like spoons, knives, and pans. Advanced vocabulary for food. For intermediate learners, let's practice some higher-level words. Cuisine, the style of cooking from a particular country. Example, French cuisine is famous for its desserts. Flavor, the taste of food. Example, this soup has a rich flavor. Texture, how food feels when you eat it. Example, the bread is soft, but the crust is crunchy. Fun facts about food. 1. Carrots were originally purple, not orange. 2. Honey never spoils. It can last forever. 3. Bananas are berries, but strawberries are not. 4. The most popular fruit in the world is the mango. Practice questions. 1. What is your favorite dish and why? 2. Can you describe a meal you ate recently? 3. Do you prefer home-cooked food or restaurant food? Conclusion. Food is more than just what we eat. It connects us to each other, gives us energy, and helps us learn about the world. By talking about food in English, you can expand your vocabulary and improve your speaking skills. What foods do you enjoy? Try describing them in English.
The English Pod Audio Review. Listen to the meaning, then say the vocabulary word.
A meal cooked out of doors, over an open fire. Barbecue. Be soaked in marinade. Marinate. A group of 12. Dozen. Pieces of roasted meat, fish, and vegetables on a skewer. Kebab. Utensil with a metal grate. Parallel metal bars for cooking over a fire. Grill. Portable shelter of canvas held up by poles, rope, and pegs. Tent. A small square of cloth or paper. Serviette. A container, vessel, or apparatus for cooling. Cooler. Furniture intended for use outside in the yard. Lawn furniture. A round bun shaped to hold a hamburger patty. Hamburger bun.
Let's try that faster.
A round bun shaped to hold a hamburger patty. Hamburger bun. A meal cooked out of doors over an open fire. Barbecue. A container, vessel, or apparatus for cooling. Cooler. Be soaked in marinade. Marinate. Utensil with a metal grate, parallel metal bars, for cooking over a fire. Grill. Portable shelter of canvas held up by poles, rope, and pegs. Tent. Pieces of roasted meat, fish, and vegetables on a skewer. Kebab. Furniture intended for use outside in the yard. Lawn furniture. A group of 12. Dozen. A small square of cloth or paper. Serviette.
Now say the word and hear it in a sentence.
Barbecue. How about we have a barbecue tomorrow night? Barbecue. In the summertime at dinner, there is always the smell of someone in our neighborhood having a barbecue. Barbecue. Can you smell the barbecue? My mouth is watering. Marinate. Marinated steaks are much more tasty and juicier than regular steaks. Marinate. The only thing I know about my friend's secret recipe is that she marinates the chicken breasts overnight. Marinate. Marinating meat makes the meat more tender. Lawn furniture. We have a whole bunch of lawn furniture and a swimming pool in our backyard. Lawn furniture. The home store down the road is having a sale on lawn furniture. Lawn furniture. The party ended abruptly when people started throwing the lawn furniture into the pool. Grill. My favorite food is steak done on the grill. Grill. After you finish cutting up the vegetables, wrap them in some aluminum foil and place it on top of the grill. Grill. You should always clean the grill after you use it. Cooler. We brought a cooler with us to the beach so that we could keep the drinks and the sandwich meat cold. Cooler. He filled up a cooler with ice and then placed the medical specimen carefully inside. Cooler. When we go camping, we always have a cooler or two to keep food cold.
Hi, I'm Olivia. Today, I want to share with you about a day in my lovely family's life. First, meet my dad. He's often in our garden looking after colorful flowers. Every flower has a name, and Dad knows them all. He loves teaching me about them. Here is my mom. She's often singing a happy tune while she knits. She's the one who makes sure we have warm sweaters for the cold winter days. Do you know? They met at a music concert a long time ago and have been together ever since. Then there's my elder brother, Jake. If he's not in school, he's in the garage. He loves fixing things, especially his bicycle. I'm his younger sister, and he's always showing me how to ride safely. We often race each other around the block, laughing as we go. Now, let's not forget my loving grandparents. They have a special spot in the living room where they love doing crossword puzzles. They have so many memories and stories. They often talk about the days they danced at local festivals. We love looking at their old happy photos where they wear bright, colorful clothes. Wait, there's more. My twin cousins, Lucy and Luna, are always a bundle of joy. They are always playing, laughing, and running around. Their parents, my dear uncle and aunt, often share tales of their latest travels. On each visit, they surprise us with interesting little gifts from places they've been. Lunchtime is special. We all gather, enjoy Mom's delicious pies, and chat about everything. Sometimes, for a treat, Dad makes a sweet lemonade, which Jake and I absolutely love. As the evening comes and the stars begin to shine, we gather outside. We talk, laugh, and enjoy being together. My family is all about love, fun, and precious moments.
Welcome, my friends. I hope you all are doing well. Today, I have something truly special for you. We all know that English is the most important language in the world. If you want a good job, you should know English. If you want to travel the world, you should learn English. If you want to start a business, English will help you connect with international clients. Even if you just want to watch movies, listen to music, or scroll through social media, English is everywhere. But have you ever stopped and asked yourself, why is English the global language? What makes it so special? How did one language dominate the entire world while thousands of others faded into the background? And most importantly, how can English change your life? Today, we are going to uncover the shocking truth behind why English became the most powerful language in the world. But before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our channel so you never miss an important lesson like this one. Now let's start with the real reasons behind English's global domination. Let's go back in time. 1,500 years ago, English was not the global language. In fact, it was just a local language spoken by a few small groups of people in England. At that time, powerful languages were Latin, Greek, Chinese, and Arabic. These were the languages of empires, trade, and religion. English was considered a simple, unimportant language spoken only by people in a small island nation. So, how did it go from a small language to the #1 language in the world? The answer lies in history, power, and globalization. Now imagine this. It's the 1600s, and England is a growing power. But England is not the biggest country in the world. Other empires like Spain and France are much stronger. But England had a secret weapon: its navy. The British built one of the strongest navies in history. They started traveling, conquering, and colonizing different parts of the world. Soon, India, Africa, Australia, and parts of America were under British control. With British rule came the English language. Here's the key part. Even after these countries gained independence, English remained the language of government, business, and education. That's why even today, India, Nigeria, and South Africa still use English as an official language. Now that we understand how the British Empire spread English across the world, let's move to the next chapter of this story. Because even though the British helped English reach many countries, that alone was not enough to make it the world's dominant language. There was another major event that changed everything, something even bigger than the British Empire. And that event was the rise of the United States of America. The year was 1945. The world had just gone through one of the deadliest conflicts in history, World War II. Many of the most powerful countries like Britain, Germany, and France were left in ruins. Their economies were broken, their cities were destroyed, and they had lost millions of people in the war. But there was one country that became stronger than ever, the United States. Unlike Europe, America did not suffer massive destruction on its land. Instead, its economy had grown even more powerful during the war. It had the strongest industries, the most advanced technology, and the most stable government. And with great power comes great influence. After the war, America started leading the world in almost every area: politics, economics, science, entertainment, and technology. And with America's rise came the second great wave of English dominance. Let's break it down. 1. The dollar became the world's money. One of the biggest reasons English became so dominant was because of money. After World War II, the American dollar became the most powerful currency in the world. Almost every major country started using the dollar for international trade, banking, and business. Think about this. When countries buy oil, they pay in dollars. When businesses trade across borders, they use dollars. When people invest in global markets, they rely on the American financial system. And because money and business go hand in hand, the language of business became English. Even today, if you want to work for an international company, negotiate deals, or start a global business, you must know English. 2. America created modern entertainment and pop culture. The second major factor that made English so powerful was Hollywood and the music industry. During the 20th century, America became the world's entertainment leader. Before this, people around the world enjoyed local movies, music, and literature in their own languages. But after the war, Hollywood movies and American music started dominating the entire world. The biggest films were made in Hollywood. The most famous music artists were from America. The most popular TV shows were in English. As a result, more and more people started watching movies in English, listening to English songs, and dreaming of speaking English like their favorite stars. Even today, the most successful music albums, Netflix shows, and the Hollywood blockbusters are in English. And because people love entertainment, they naturally learn English without even realizing it. 3. The internet was built in English. Imagine a world without the internet. Today, we use it for everything: learning, working, socializing, shopping, and even entertainment. But here's the thing. When the internet was created, almost everything was in English. The first websites were in English. The biggest tech companies, Google, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, Facebook, were American. The programming languages that power the internet were also written in English. Because of this, English became the dominant language of the online world. Even today, most websites are in English. Many software programs require knowledge of English. If you want to succeed in the digital age, you must understand English. This means that whether you are studying, doing business, or just using social media, English is everywhere. 4. English became the language of science and innovation. One of the most important reasons English became the most powerful language is because it became the language of science, medicine, and technology. Think about this. The most important scientific research is published in English. The biggest universities in the world teach in English. The most advanced medical discoveries are shared in English. The most successful tech companies operate in English. If you are a scientist, doctor, or engineer, and you want to share your work with the world, you must do it in English. This is why students and professionals from countries like China, India, Brazil, and Russia all study English. They know that if they want to be part of global progress, they must speak the global language. 5. America's military and political influence. English also became powerful because of America's military and political influence. After World War II, America became the world's most powerful country, not just in business and technology, but also in military strength and politics. The United Nations, the most important global organization, uses English as one of its main languages. The world's most powerful military alliance, NATO, operates in English. When world leaders meet for international summits, they often speak English. In short, if you want to participate in global politics, you need to understand English. Now let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. English is not the most spoken language in the world. Mandarin Chinese has more native speakers. Spanish is spoken across many countries. But English is the most useful and powerful language in human history. Why? Because of money, business, entertainment, the internet, science, and global politics. If you know English, you can get better job opportunities anywhere in the world, travel easily and communicate with people from different countries, learn new skills faster because most educational content is in English, start an international business and reach more customers, enjoy global entertainment without waiting for translations. This is why English is not just a language. It's a global skill. We explored how English became the most powerful language in the world. We saw how the British Empire spread it to different continents, and how America's rise made it essential in business, science, entertainment, and technology. But now, we have a big question to answer. Will English remain the global language forever? Or could another language like Chinese, Spanish, or even artificial intelligence AI translations replace it? Now we will go deep into this topic and break it down step by step in a way that's super easy to understand. By the end, you'll have a clear idea of what the future of the English language might look like. So, let's get started. Why English is still getting stronger. Even though many people ask if English will lose its power, the reality is that English is not just staying strong, it's growing stronger. Let's look at some facts that prove this. A. More people are learning English than ever before. Did you know that right now, more than 1.5 billion people around the world are learning English? That's almost 20% of the entire world's population. Even countries where English is not an official language, like China, Russia, Brazil, and Germany, are making English a mandatory subject in schools. Why? Because parents, students, and professionals all understand one thing. If you know English, you have better opportunities. You can get better jobs. You can study at the world's best universities. You can communicate with anyone around the world. Even in small villages in Africa or remote towns in Asia, English learning centers are opening every day. This means that English is not just a language, It has become a life skill, and this demand is still increasing every single year. B. The digital world runs on English. We live in a world that is completely connected by the internet, technology, and social media. And guess what? The internet was built in English. More than 50% of websites on the internet are in English. Most software programming languages are based on English words. If you want to work in technology, AI, coding, or data science, you must know English. Even social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube use English as their primary language. For example, when a new trend starts on social media, it usually starts in English. Most viral videos, memes, and global discussions are in English. Even when people from non-English speaking countries post content, they often use English hashtags to reach a bigger audience. This means that English is not just a language, it is a digital necessity. And in today's world, if something is strong in the digital space, it is strong in the real world too. This is why millions of people in countries like India, China, and Brazil spend years improving their English just to get better jobs. Because in business, knowing English means you have access to higher salaries, international clients, and career growth. So, if a language helps people make money, will they stop learning it? Of course not, and that's another reason why English is still getting stronger. Now, let's discuss the second big question. Could another language take over English as the global language? The answer is, it's possible, but very difficult. Let's look at some of the most powerful languages in the world and see if they could ever replace English. Chinese, Mandarin, the most spoken language. Chinese has more than 1.3 billion native speakers, making it the most spoken language in the world. And China is one of the fastest growing economies with a lot of influence in global trade, manufacturing, and technology. So, could Mandarin replace English? Here's the problem. Chinese is very difficult to learn. It has thousands of characters instead of an alphabet. Grammar and pronunciation are complex. Even if you learn to write Chinese, speaking it fluently is another challenge. China itself encourages English learning. Many Chinese students and professionals prefer to learn English instead of spreading Mandarin worldwide. For these reasons, Mandarin is powerful but unlikely to replace English. Spanish, the second most spoken language. Spanish is spoken by more than 500 million people and is the official language of over 20 countries. Could Spanish become the next global language? Here's the problem. Spanish is mostly spoken in Latin America and Spain. Outside these regions, it is not widely used. Many Spanish-speaking countries themselves prioritize English for business and education. The digital and tech world is still dominated by English. So, while Spanish is growing, it is not strong enough to replace English globally. Artificial intelligence, AI, and automatic translation. Some people argue that in the future, AI-powered translation will make language learning unnecessary. For example, Google Translate is improving. AI tools can now provide real-time voice translation. In the future, people might just wear AI-powered earbuds that instantly translate any language. So, could AI remove the need for English? Not exactly. Here's why. AI translation is still not perfect. Business leaders, scientists, and professionals will still prefer to communicate directly in one common language. English is already deeply integrated into global culture, business, and education. This means that even if AI translation improves, English will remain the dominant global language. So, what does all this mean for the future? Here's what we can expect. English will continue to grow. More people will learn it. More universities will teach in English, and more businesses will require it. English might evolve. In the future, we may see simpler English dialects that make it easier for global learners. Other languages will remain important. Spanish, Chinese, and Arabic will still be powerful, but they won't replace English globally. AI will assist, but not replace English. Technology will make communication easier, but English will still be essential for jobs, business, and education. So, if you are learning English, you are making one of the best investments in your future. Because no matter how the world changes, English will remain the language of opportunity, success, and global connection. We have already discussed why English is the global language and why it is not going away anytime soon. But now, we are going to talk about something even bigger. How English can change your life. Because the truth is, English is not just a language. English is a tool. English is power. English is freedom. And if you truly understand this, if you truly take this seriously, it can completely transform your future. So let's start from the very beginning. Before we talk about how English can change your life, let's imagine something. What if you didn't know English? Let's say you only speak your native language. At first, it might not seem like a big problem. But then reality hits. You want to watch a movie, but the best ones are in English. You want to read a book, but the most powerful books are in English. You go online to learn a skill, but most tutorials are in English. You apply for a job, but they say, English required. You travel to another country, but no one understands your language. You want to do business, but your clients speak English. Slowly, you start to realize something very important. Without English, the world feels smaller. Your opportunities become limited. Your knowledge becomes restricted. And worst of all, you feel stuck. Because no matter how talented, skilled, or hardworking you are, if you don't speak English, the world will not listen to you. That is the reality. But here's the good news. You can change this. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about next. Now let's flip the story. Let's imagine a different version of your life. One where you speak English fluently. What happens then? A. You get better job. Opportunities. If you know English, your career changes completely. You can apply for high-paying jobs in multinational companies. You can work remotely for companies in the USA, UK, or Canada. You can easily get promoted because you can communicate with international clients. If you are a business owner, you can sell to customers worldwide. And do you know what's crazy? Many people work for years in their own country, making very little money. But someone who learns English can double or even triple their income, just because they now have access to better jobs. This is why in many countries, people spend years studying engineering, medicine, or law. But in the end, they don't get jobs, because they don't speak English. Meanwhile, someone who speaks fluent English can get a high-paying remote job with just a laptop and an internet connection. That is the power of English. B. You can travel the world without fear. Have you ever wanted to travel to Paris, New York, London, Dubai, or Tokyo? Have you ever wanted to visit a new country, explore new cultures, and meet new people? Well, here's a fact. English is the language of travel. When you land at an airport, all the signs are in English. When you check into a hotel, the staff speaks English. If you get lost, You can ask for help in English. No matter where you go in the world, someone will understand you if you speak English. But if you don't know English, traveling becomes stressful, confusing, and difficult. So if you want the freedom to explore the world without fear, English is your passport. You can learn anything you want. Let me ask you a question. What is your biggest dream? Do you want to become a doctor, engineer, designer, or artist? Do you want to start a business and become your own boss? Do you want to become a successful YouTuber, influencer, or writer? No matter what your dream is, there is one thing you need: knowledge. And guess where 90% of the world's knowledge is stored? In English. Think about it. The best universities in the world teach in English. The best self-improvement books are written in English. The best online courses and tutorials are in English. If you don't know English, you miss out on all of this knowledge. But if you do, you can learn anything. You can develop any skill. You can change your life. And that brings us to our final point. At the end of the day, learning English is not just about words and grammar. It's about power. It's about freedom. When you speak English fluently, you no longer feel trapped in your country, in your job, or in your limitations. Instead, you feel confident, strong, and independent. You can communicate with anyone in the world. You can make money from anywhere. You can learn, grow, and achieve your dreams. And that is why millions of people around the world are working hard every day to improve their English. Because they know that English is not just a language, it is a life-changing skill. And now, it's your turn. My friends, we have reached the end of this journey. But before we finish, I want to leave you with a challenge. Don't just listen to this. Take action. Start practicing English every single day. Read, listen, speak, and write in English as much as you can. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. Keep going. And most importantly, never give up. Because one day in the future, you will look back and realize, learning English was the best decision of your life. And when that day comes, you will thank yourself for never giving up. So go out there and make it happen. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe to my channel because I have many more powerful lessons coming your way. Let's learn, grow, and change our lives together. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.